I build trailers, tiny homes, camper vans, you know that. I've just seen the worst build that I have ever seen. You know how it is. When you get involved in some project, you start talking to people about what it is you're doing. And before long, somebody wants to put their 2 cents worth in. Well, that happened to me just last week. I was in the city getting springs and shock absorbers for the A-arm suspension that's going to go underneath this camper project that I'm just starting. Well, this guy said, Teardrop Campers? And I said, yeah, Teardrop Campers. And he said, you can buy those right here in Auckland. Really? And he said, yeah, just down the road. So I went for a look. It turns out that these things come from China, a huge company that makes all sorts of things from drones to RVs, motorcycles, tuk-tuks. They've got their finger in a lot of pies. It says on the website that they sell to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, South Africa. I've never seen these things anywhere. Now have a look at this. As I walked up to it, the hatch was open to the galley, the kitchen. So I got in and had a good look around. The hinges were misaligned, the edging tape was dropping off, screws weren't put in all the way, and the little plugs that are supposed to hide them were sitting proud. They used the cheapest possible catches. See the breaking and the cracking around the catch? This catch up here is actually broken. Have a look at where the clashing meets. Look at that. I discovered that the lights were all held on with double-sided tape, and in places they were dropping off. There you go. More gaps and holes. The design seems okay, but the fabrication quality is disgusting. You can catch your skin and catch your clothing on these sharp edges. They haven't pickled and polished the welds after fabrication. It's just awful. Take a look at this. Not even square. None of these were square. Every one of these finger pull tabs was sitting slightly off centre and slightly rotated. Moving to the inside, the blinds, okay, it's, you know, it may have happened in the store, but they're not doing anything about it. The blinds weren't running in their tracks. They didn't run freely. They were binding part way up. There were big gaps. See, there's a gap here. The door. Look at the door. There's a bloody great gap around the top of the door, for goodness sake. On the outside, it was pretty much the same. Now, I've looked on their website. I've looked on eBay type websites, and I've looked in the store here, and they're showing 3 different prices for the same product. The lines of silicone around this window had gaps in them. Some of the gaps were so big that you could actually, at the bottom, see, you could poke a matchstick through that. So water's definitely going to get in, and if the whole thing's made of the chipboard and custom wood, it's going to dissolve like Weet-Bix the first time it gets caught in the rain. Awful. Now, having a look underneath, this is the drawbar. It's not even fully welded. It says in the brochures that it is powder coated chassis. It's not. It's Duragalv, which is a very lightweight galvanizing, and where it's not looking too good, they've spray painted it silver to make it look better. The welds are atrocious. I don't know how this thing could be safely used on the road, especially rough country roads. A couple of years of rough country roads, I can see serious problems happening. Look at how this is mounted. It looks like they've just found a scrap piece of plate that would do the job, and they've used it without trimming it to size. This is hanging off. See how few rivets there are behind it? It's hardly held together. I wouldn't park this thing in the rain. I wouldn't put my family in it. I don't like making this kind of video, but if somebody deserves accolades, they'll get them from me. I do love to share nice work with people, but when I look at something like this, I did feel compelled to make a video about it because it was just shocking. And there's people out there who don't know what to look for. They see an item, they see a price, if they can afford it, they'll buy it. Look at this. No cleanups. Sharp edges everywhere. Please do your due diligence. If it looks a little bit shoddy, walk away. There are so many nice teardrop campers out there available. You don't have to get tucked into something like this that you will regret 2 or 3 years down the track. Better still, click on that link that's just appeared on the top right hand corner, and that's going to take you to my series that shows you of how you can build your own teardrop or off-grid, off-road camper. Or have a look at my channel and have a look at some of the playlists on some of the other exciting stuff that I've been getting into. Woodstove fires, making diesel out of waste plastic, harvesting rainwater, or building a tiny house in just 3 weeks using no timber and no nails.